All right, what's up, everybody? Look, I wanted to make a quick video. I saw a tweet earlier from Michael Pizzino. Shout out to him. I kind of make a lot of videos based off his tweet, so that's how you know he's killing it. But yeah, his tweet was basically talking about how Bitcoin's price has performed 3 months around the halvings, right? Just historically from 2012, 2016, and then of course 2020, and then now this one in 2024. And he was basically just going over how its price has performed and realistically what that means that we can expect. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about that a little bit, talk about how its price has performed, and then let you guys know why realistically no one knows what's going to happen. You know, because I'm seeing so often and so much people are just, this is going to happen or that's going to happen or this is how the price is going to perform, just like they were with the ETF. And I think people are going to get set up for failure, and I think that I hope you can avoid that. And so I wanted to make this video. Now, I am currently out, reason I'm recording on my phone is I'm currently out in Cancun, the beautiful Cancun. We got a nice little spot out here, real cool, right on the ocean. We just kind of impulsively decided to come yesterday, so we kind of just booked a trip and then immediately left. So I'll be recording from my phone and from my laptop, but you know, I think it's not necessarily about the quality of the video, it's about the content of it. So let's get into it. So we have let's go over the numbers. So we have had, of course, 3 major halvings that we can look at for Bitcoin. Okay. Now for halving number 1, we're going to talk about what has happened in the 3 months that followed each halving. The first one, 2012, 1 month after the halving, Bitcoin's price went up 10%, month 2, 47%, month 3, 157%. So literally just rocketed straight up after that. Going to 2016, Bitcoin's price 1 month after went down 11%, the second month down 6%, the third month down 7%. Okay, so pretty much just down and sideways, not really doing much. Again, I do have this tweet down below if you want to go see it from Michael. The last halving in 2020, month 1 was 1%, month 2 was up, or month 1 was up 6%, month 2 was up 6%, then month 3 was up 36%. So what you can see, and like Michael says, basically after each Bitcoin halving, the prices either went down, it's went sideways, or it's went up. And I'm not sure if you recognize that, but we can't go backwards. So it's literally something different has happened every single cycle, right? And because of that, people always act like within the first few months after the halving that Bitcoin's price always goes up, or it's always the moment where we're going to see these all-time highs kicking in. And although that is a possibility, and although that is the case, no one knows that that's going to happen. And I've been getting really frustrated on Twitter and on YouTube recently because we saw the same thing from the ETF, right? And we saw so many people who were just talking about, look, the ETF approval is going to happen, and that means that, we're going to see trillions of dollars just inflowing into crypto and blah, 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 and Bitcoin's going to hit new all-time high. And a lot of people got wrecked, right? A lot of people went long, a lot of people used leverage, and they got wrecked, and now they got liquidated. And it's frustrating when it feels like people don't learn their lesson, right? It's like, yo, how many times do we have to do this? When you expect one thing's going to happen, or when you say one thing's going to happen, you have to consider that might not happen, because realistically, most of the time it doesn't happen, okay? And so what I wanted to really talk about today was just the general fact that in the short term, those few months following the few months following the halving, you don't know what's going to happen. Do I think the mixture of catalysts between inflation dropping, it being an election year, the Bitcoin halving, and the ETFs happening all in 1 year does increase the likelihood that we see this thing move upwards? Yeah, I think that's the case. But realistically, from a realistic perspective, you never know, and there's no way of knowing. But what I do know is when you mix all those catalysts in over the long term, the likelihood of success and the likelihood of growth and the likelihood of its price moving to an all-time high and surpassing that and Bitcoin hitting $100,000 does become much more likely over the long term. Right. So stop looking at it from, well, after the halving, we're going to see Bitcoin here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens in May. It doesn't matter what happens in June or July. We have historically seen summers suck in crypto, right? Summer times have not done well. I don't know why, but they just don't. Go look at history. They don't usually do that good. Look at 2021, for example. And so because of that, what I would consider is that if you're going to base anything, base any emotions, base any buys, sells, dollar cost average, whatever, if you're going to base any of that off of the halving, you need to be basing it over the span of 6 months or more. Because if you're basing it over 5 months or less, 4 months or less, you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're doing these short-term trades, short trades, long trades, leverage trades, etc., if you're doing all of those things based off of the opinion that the halving is going to make Bitcoin just go up, you're basing that off of a false narrative, and a narrative that's only going to be pushed by influencers who are trying to get you overly hyped and overly bullish for absolutely no reason, okay? And so with that in mind, I just wanted to talk about that today and just point out the fact that there is no guarantee that crypto is just immediately going to go up once we see the halving happen. It's just a likelihood that over the long term, based off of history, that it does happen over the, a substantially higher period of time, 6 months, 10 months, 15 months, etc. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope that kind of does hone down those emotions that you may be feeling. You don't need to be all FOMO'd right now. You don't need to feel like you need to put your whole life savings in before the halving, because realistically, historically, you do even have time after the halving happens before we really start to see this market rally. So I'll keep you guys updated. I do have a video dropping for a few cryptos today. I'm going to talk about Ponky, which is another one of those Sol cryptos that absolutely popped off that we talked about in HG Access. Then I have maybe a Solana update coming. I'll keep you updated on that. So stay tuned. I hope you guys do enjoy these quick little updates, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.